Hello everyone, it's Kara Wan again with Microsoft Teams Engineering and welcome to another episode of Coffee in the Cloud. It was International Women's Day 2022, and though I know some people feel like this is some corporate checkbox, I don't feel that way. I'm empowered by all the amazing women that I work with and those who have helped me throughout my career. So I'm going to ask you, take a moment today, this week, this month, and think about the women who have influenced your career over time. If you can, reach out to them. See how you can help them achieve their goals. Together, we can move forward and really embrace some of the changes that are still impacting us around the world. Along those lines, I also want to say that we're going to talk today about our People First strategy. You're hearing about this from Microsoft, and I am thrilled that we are putting people at the center of our technology decisions. You can do that too, and it's important that you do because if you're an IT pro or an adoption specialist, you have more work than you know what to do with. I know you do because I do too. So how do we make those decisions about what impactful work we can actually do? We can talk to our users, we can get feedback, and we can have that feedback highlight for us the opportunities we want to lean into. So let's go a little bit deeper into our People First strategy and how you can make it a part of your operational methods every day. Let's hop in. All right, so let's talk about first what we've learned. We know that we're dealing with hybrid work and that that's not going anywhere. We know that people are at the center of the power that we have, both from a competitive standpoint and from a customer standpoint. And there's a huge reshuffle happening right now. Employees are thinking about what's really best for themselves and their families. Customers are reviewing the relationships they have with organizations, and it's leading to a great deal of change and in some cases disruption. But what we really need to focus on is what's next. There's going to continue to be this relationship between the physical and the digital world. Hybrid and flexible work is here to stay. And having an inclusive and people-centric culture can be the differentiator as you think about acquiring fantastic talent around the world. The talent you have in your organization is so much of a differentiator between you and your competitors. Now, of course, we believe that the Microsoft Cloud is an important component of this. We are the most trusted and comprehensive cloud. And we want to put your people first, give you the opportunity to transform with someone you trust, like us, so that together we can create impact faster. It's the combination of your people and our capabilities that leads to that impact. But what about the details? How do we actually go about doing this? Well, we need to operationalize this people first approach, build it into the way that we do our work every day. And that means thinking about our work in the context of three pillars. We're going to continue to have these business and cultural challenges. Change is a constant. We need to update our strategies, leverage feedback, and reprioritize the opportunities that will lead to the greatest impact while keeping those people, our employees, our customers, and our business partners right at the center of the decisions that we make. So we need to think about what does this mean in each of these columns. And I wanted to call out that it might have been very easy to put technology in that center pillar, but we don't actually believe that's the superpower. The superpower is that feedback that you get from customers and partners and employees. It can give you valuable insights that will allow you to prioritize the work that you're doing. Remember that ton of work that I just talked about at the beginning of the video? Well, it's still there, waiting to figure out what should be worked on and what should be put to the side. So let's dig into each of these pillars and the questions we need to be asking ourselves about how we should proceed. So first off, there's strategy. You know, strategy is one of those things that I know that some people feel like is a little touchy-feely and kind of foofy and, you know, it's not a real thing, but actually it's a driving force. The right strategy can inspire people. It can bring people together across divisions and organizations that maybe haven't worked together before. But the important thing is to understand, especially as a technology professional, what business priority are you driving? Where does your work roll up? How is it actually helping the bottom line, the top line, or the cultural experience of the organization that you're in? What user or customer persona will it impact? Personas are so important, especially in the work that we do here in this community, because it helps us define the person or the example of the person that we're impacting. And then what capabilities are you designing? Is it an application because you're changing a business process? Is it a way of collaborating differently, like with Microsoft Teams? What type of capability is necessary to actually realize benefits in those business priorities? This is how you should be thinking about a service strategy. Right? Many people don't have a service strategy for their collaboration services, and I highly recommend that you do, because collaboration services is a very broad area of technology, and you need to be able to focus it so that you can get the greatest benefit from it. Well, how do you focus that? I'll tell you how, with feedback. Feedback is so valuable because your users and your customers will tell you the things that you need to change. They'll give you innovative ideas. And in an organization where feedback is listened to and people can see that it's actually having an impact, you will find talented people who understand processes better than any of us might from a technical perspective. So what listening systems do you have in place? Are you using Yammer? Are you using the feedback tools in the Microsoft 365 tenant? Are you using surveys in some way? How are you gathering that data, and how then do you analyze it to get insights from the data? Data alone is not enough. The analysis, the visualization of that data is critical so that you can understand the insights you need to be reviewing. And this is a very important point when maybe you feel passionately that external sharing should be turned on in your organization. But maybe somebody just thinks that's your opinion. Well, it's not your opinion if your customers or your business partners are asking about being able to collaborate with your company more clearly. There are many controls that can be put in place in this example. I know governance and security are concerns. But my point is that you can use the voices of your business partners, customers, and employees to underline the importance of a project or service that you want to work on. And then how will those decisions, what decisions will those insights impact? What this means is, how are you correlating the data that you get to the decisions that you make? Where is the relationship between those two things? Many people will get data but never allow it to actually change the decisions that are made. That's not an effective use of business insights or feedback. So you want to actually use that feedback to gain insights and have those insights impact decisions in your organization. And this goes directly to how you will prioritize the opportunities that you face. Again, there are so many things that we can work on across Microsoft 365, the Microsoft Cloud, modernizing infrastructure, modernizing business processes with Power Apps or the Power Platform. There's a lot that we can do, especially in the collaborative app space that is so important to us now. But it matters that you're able to make a line between the strategy you have from a business perspective, the data that you're getting from these sources that I've just mentioned, and then how that is impacting the decisions you make about what you work on at any given time. An IT organization or an adoption specialist who does this well will differentiate themselves also from other people in the organization, right? I know because I've done it myself. So what projects do you have in your backlog that will support both the strategy that's been articulated and the insights you got from the feedback? Things that don't support both of those can be put to another pile for a moment to be reviewed later, right? And then what experiment can you run to validate this idea? I don't suggest doing an enterprise, worldwide scale rollout based on just a few signals. You need to actually test that. It's good business practice to run a proof of concept. You can do them very quickly and iterate very quickly. And this is the heart of agile product management and agile service delivery, if you want to go into the IT speak of it. But the idea is that you don't have to do this long 6-month planning before anybody begins to see a change. The business environment will no longer support that. We must move with more speed and efficiency as technology professionals and as adoption specialists. And then you must understand, how will you measure your success? OKRs are a very popular topic inside Microsoft. Of course they are in many organizations. But it's important to know before you start, what does success look like? Envision what the experience of that customer or partner will be when you're done with your implementation, and then get feedback along the way. It's very valuable if you find that your proof of concept doesn't work and doesn't meet the need, because then you've learned that before you've invested too much time in actually doing a broader rollout or custom development or app migration, any of those things. So I highly recommend that you use this idea of experimentation and build it into the culture of your team. Right? And the nature of experiments is that some of them fail. That needs to be okay. Failure is a positive thing in this context because it helps you know that that is not the direction you need to proceed in. So you can keep going from there. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that Microsoft Teams is the people-centric hub for the hybrid workplace. It allows you to integrate together all the components of modern work, the digital and app innovation we've been discussing, business applications, and data and AI in one place that people can collaborate on. It's built on Azure infrastructure, which can also modernize many things in your organization, and of course has the security, compliance, identity, and management policies and tools that you can trust. It is the center of a tremendous amount of this transformation and change. And so if you haven't yet used Teams for more than just chat and meetings, now's the time to think about what business processes in your organization can change based on your implementation of Microsoft Teams. The people first strategy can be operationalized at every level in your organization. In the adoption group, in the user experience or training group, in the IT group, and in business. And in the best case scenario, all of you will come together and discuss these strategies, the feedback, and the opportunities that are in front of you so that you can make decisions for the betterment of your organization as one. We are really, truly better together when managing our portfolios in this way. But one thing is very important, and I'll close with this. Now we need to embrace a relentless pursuit of improvement, right? It is gone are the days where we could plan these very long, massive projects and it was just going to stay that way for some time and everything was just going to be fine. We're in a phase and in an environment now where we need to be agile. We need to respond to business and cultural challenges as they come to us, and where we need to deliver innovation and a greater connection with our customers and business partners. Really, I love this quote from Satya, our ability to work together. It's that ability to work together that makes our dreams believable and ultimately achievable. This is about the tactical achievement of our dreams and of the strategies that make our organizations strong. I've never been more excited than now to really lean into this people first strategy, and I hope you will too. Use this every day as a way to prioritize your workload. Always be thinking about what persona is your work impacting, what business strategy are you supporting, and how will you measure success. This will differentiate you as a professional and help you navigate the never-ending workload that I know we're all struggling with right now, given the pace of change in technology. It can all be done, especially when we work together. IT professionals, adoption specialists, business leaders, and executives can come together to create a new strategy and build a more inclusive culture in our organizations as well. My name is Kara Wanagatimu with Microsoft Teams Engineering and your host and producer of Coffee in the Cloud. I'm always so very happy to be with you. Tell me what you think about this. How is it working for you? Give us feedback in the chat below or in our community and driving adoption. Always happy to see you. I hope you have a great day.